Hi everyone, I'm Theresa Ekpenyong, and you're welcome to the very first episode of the Fierce Fitness Podcast. So I'm sure you're wondering, okay, what's this about? You already have a program running talking about different things. Okay, this is specifically for fitness enthusiasts. I'm a fitness enthusiast myself, and so we're going to be talking about trending topics in the fitness world, and we'll be doing it in a fun, relatable way. And trust me, after each episode, you're going to be informed about something you probably didn't know before. I have a guest. Of course, I can't do this alone. It'll be boring. I have with me here my friend and sister, Maureen Ikeme. Maureen, you're welcome to PR's podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, how are you feeling?
I'm excited because I know it's going to be a blast. Nice topic. Move back and forth. That's definitely what you're going to get.
Okay. So we're going to be talking about something that's hit the fitness world, and it's going to change the way people lose weight and try to keep fit. I'm sure people that are fitness enthusiasts, you already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about none other than the GLP1s. Okay, so I'm sure the people that don't know what GLP1 is, what is GLP1? I know you guys have heard of Ozempic. At least if you don't know what GLP1 is, you probably have heard of Ozempic, you probably have heard of Mounjaro. And GLP1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. And so in our bodies, we have a hormone that is released from the intestine after we have eaten. It helps with digestion, like emptying the bowels and stuff like that and everything, and regulating blood sugar. They now came up with drugs that mimic this hormone, and it was originally intended for people living with diabetes. But you know how it is, sometimes you do something and then you now find out that when people started taking these drugs, the side effect was weight loss. And come on, in the world today we have a very high percentage of people living with obesity. So in America, I heard, when celebrities started hearing about this drug, they left the thing it was meant for and started taking it for weight loss. And before you know what's happening, people who make drugs, they want to sell their markets now. So before you knew what's happening, they left the main people and started focusing on weight loss. So Maureen, tell me, when did you first hear about GLP1?
I'll say there was a lot of speculation. Something was definitely happening, and I couldn't place my hands on it. So you see celebrities get pregnant, give birth, and snap back in no time. And I'm like, what is actually going on?
And they were using it in secret. The rest of us did not know.
It was really a secretive thing. So after a while, my interest was indeed piqued, and after a while, the information was out there. Of course, I heard it on social media. Thank God to our influencers and all whatnot.
So let me give you a little history. I've had I don't know whether to say love-hate relationship with being big, being small, right from when I was a teenager. So as far back as when I was a teenager, I used to use slimming drugs.
You used to use what?
Slimming drugs.
Oh.
And I wasn't even fat. Oh my God. When I look at my pictures when I was a teenager, I'm like, what was I thinking? Come on. I was maybe almost 30 kg lighter. So I'm like, what was I thinking? I thought I was fat then, and I was using. So then when they give us pocket money, I'll minus my pocket money, and then I'll now go and buy, slimming drugs. So what's the difference between Ozempic or GLP-1s and what? Because over the years we've had, let me even explain. We had different ones. We had the ones that I tried different things. We had the ones that you will not have appetite. We had the ones that then, the weight loss world will tell you, okay, fat is what makes you reduce your amount of fat. So we had one that when you go to poo, the thing pulls out all the fats from the food you have eaten. Yeah, we've had different ones over the years. What's different about those ones and this new one? Because this one is like the miracle, the solution, the ultimate solution. So what do you think is different?
So the thing is, I am not an authority. Okay, let me say that first of all on this subject. Okay, I'm just a fitness enthusiast that has read a lot about this, and I've come to see there's a very clear difference.
Okay,
the previous medications used usually will suppress appetite, like what you said, suppress your appetite, and longevity-wise, it doesn't work for long, right? Because of the fact that you will wean yourself off the drug.
Exactly.
And your appetite, because the discipline has not been right. Now, but this particular drug, the injections, because they now have the oral ones that you can take, the GLP-1s, artificial GLP-1s, which come in the form of oral tablets and injections, they have the ability to work on your brain. They send a signal to your brain and tell your brain to, not eat as much. It reduces the food noise. I don't know if you've heard about
food noise.
It reduces your cravings. So the idea...
And sorry to cut you short, even when you eat, it slows down the process of digestion. So your food will be there like that for a long time.
Exactly. So the process is a gut hormone medication, as it were, because it's going to trigger the release of insulin. And this insulin will come from the pancreas. And what does it do? It reduces the spike of sugar, blood sugar. And then it also suppresses glucagon. The sugar in the liver is being taken out. And what happens is that it makes you feel full. You can probably take it and not feel like eating for a very long time. Now, that is the difference between both.
It has many more advantages than the previous ones.
It can also, one key difference was the previous medication could pose as a risk for heart diseases. You can have stroke and all of that. But this one rather helps.
Yeah,
right?
It helps a
like
lot of...
Ozempic works on, if you have any heart condition, it even helps you, right? So,
so this is really a miracle. All right, let's talk about the acceptance of GLP1. Because initially, like I personally, I've had a lot of back and forth. I know a lot of fitness coaches and all that. I've had conversations. So 1 minute I'm talking to someone who, that thing is not good. This, that, and all that. Then you now see somebody who is on GLP1 and the person tells you the good things that GLP1 has done for them. So what's the acceptance like here in Nigeria? Because I know that a lot of times people they may come out and start speaking against it. But a lot of people are also hiding to use it. I was telling someone that, look, if you see any dramatic weight loss, I suspect the person is using it. They will not say it, but we know. Because we know how hard it is to lose weight and in a very short time. So what's the acceptance? What do you think the acceptance level of it is here in Nigeria? Are people still kicking against it?
Nigerians pretend. Let me start with that.
Tell me about it.
They might come out and say, they're not using it, but behind the scenes, that's what's happening. But I'll talk about generally. I see it as something that, especially because of the medical impact it's making.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a heart condition, it's not going to worsen your heart.
People's blood pressure has reduced. Yes. Diabetes, people with PCOS, people that have hormonal issues, it's really helped, and all that. But I think the people's argument for those who still kick against it is the side effects. In medicine, if the benefits outweigh the risks, because I mean, if you have a morbidly obese person at risk of maybe stroke or whatever it is, you understand, and the person is struggling to lose weight, and you have something that can bring down the person's weight,
that should be welcome.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
For a morbidly
not for I want to be skinny, because I've really seen some very skinny. No, but what's wrong with that though?
I'm all for it, especially for women, to be honest. Any woman that has put to bed, I feel you have rights over your body to do whatever you want, but we just want you to have the right information.
Exactly.
Go into this having the proper
information,
so that because the thing here is this: we are in the age of social media. That is why the noise about it is high.
Okay.
Because research has actually shown that with the statistics that have been given online, it's not the same what is happening in reality. You still need to do some.
So are you saying it's exaggerated?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, but for real. See, I follow a lot of fitness pages.
Influencers have to. They are being paid, right?
I know. Okay. But I follow a lot of fitness pages, and I go to the comment section. No matter how they want to inflate it, you cannot tell me that all those plenty people writing all those things were maybe engineered to give people positive feedback.
Okay,
people that have experienced.
I'm not even saying that it's not yielding results. I'm saying the results
are exaggerated,
as stated, are exaggerated. So someone will say, I lost the weight within 2 months. So, for instance, you see social media influencers who say they achieved this result within 2 months. Some social media influencers will say that. However, I've been following up a particular social media influencer who has been very open about it.
Okay.
And she took us through the process step by step. And she has been on this thing for a year plus 2 years.
Wow.
She had got to her ideal weight now 2 years after.
2 years.
Now, the thing is, most of the social media influencers, they would not take it and let you know they're taking that instant. So what happens is that you see them hitting the gym.
Nobody can deceive me now. No, like if I see any dramatic weight loss,
they're working out,
and I don't. So good. So what's there to be ashamed about?
So now let me spill the secrets. That's a year after.
Oh really?
Achieved this in just this. You understand? Meanwhile, that was not the case because they're trying to sell.
Maybe a particular product
from a particular, because what I've noticed from them, that they're selling this particular product from a particular institution that's supplying this.
Okay.
So they will say, go meet these people, they know what they're doing, they're the one that handle
that's as in GLP1.
Yeah.
Okay, at least it's GLP1 they are meeting.
And within so time I was able to get this. But when in reality, it's going to
They're
be
taking
2 years.
it for a while.
It's going to be 1 year. Do you know what I mean? So the information out there
is not really balanced.
Now, if you compare that to other weight loss drugs, if you take it for 1 year, 2 years, obviously you're getting that same result consistently, but not at the rate that they get theirs. But they are making it like it's times 3 what in reality.
So let me just chip in now. I think that first of all, our bodies are different because we have people who have been on the medication and they have. Remember that if you're morbidly obese, you're going to lose more and faster than somebody, even natural weight loss. If you're not even using GLP1, if you go on a weight loss journey, I mean, if you used to watch Biggest Loser, you will see people in 1 week they have lost how many kg and all that. But meanwhile, you that you're very slim, it's going to be more difficult. That's number one. Number two, there's the issue of dosage as well. You know, so some people start from as little as 0.5, milligram, and then some people start higher. They give you according to your weight. So I think that is also a factor. But for people to lie about how long it took them,
research has shown this thing. I'm giving information I'm giving you. It's not I sat down in my house and thought it up. Research has shown, statistics have shown that the result put out is different in reality.
Well, so people really need to do. They need to do their. They need to do their research. You know, and
you would definitely, because the thing is that you when you don't have the proper information, you say, okay, I put aside let's say 500,000. I intend weighing a certain weight now, and I intend to use it for this duration of time.
500,000 ain't carrying nowhere.
I'm just saying, for example.
See, averagely,
for example,
I'm telling you, but averagely, from all the people, because I've been doing my research, that 500,000 will carry for just 1 month.
So I'm saying, for example, you do that, right? And you just get in there and you're told, sorry, you're just scratching the surface.
Exactly. That's just
that's the information they're telling you.
Okay, they do it to lure you, and then when you come inside,
I remember it is something that when you start, if you stop, you're
gaining that you shouldn't even have started. So just budget, especially if you're very overweight. Don't even start the journey if you don't have enough coins. You understand? If you're really overweight, and all that. Okay, so let's talk about the pros and the cons. You understand? Because obviously the advantages, and then there are also disadvantages, and all that. What would you say is your first? Okay, we've spoken about the fact that it helps with cardiovascular diseases. That's for a particular type, and everything. So that's a no-brainer. We already know that. You understand? What other advantage would you mention?
Another advantage would be, it was made for type 2 diabetes, so it is dealing with the issue that they suffer, right? For me, that is the major advantage. Second advantage would be the fact that it's dealing with the food noise, right? Your brain is not just the appetite suppressant. It's telling you your brain is being handled. It's actually because overeating is a neurological issue.
Where do you draw the line, though? Anyway, that's another discussion entirely.
That overeating is a neurological issue and not an emotional issue. Let me research has shown.
Okay, so for the first thing you mentioned, about the diabetes, apart from that, I even want to add that, women of perimenopausal age, all your life you've been fine, you've not had any issues with blood sugar or insulin resistance, and then all of a sudden you're 45, and then you're having issues with insulin resistance. So it's a very, very good, medication that can help to deal with that. But this food noise you're talking about, I've been thinking about it. I'm like, where do we draw the line, though? Because despite the fact that it helps, they say, with food noise, but there are still other people who the noise is in their head over time because of lack of self-control, because it's a complex issue when you have someone that is overweight. My issue or my challenge with this is, where do you draw the line? Because we also have to have discipline. I'm jumping because I wanted us to also deal with the fact that you're likely going to take it for the rest of your life. That's what the pharmaceutical industry wants. Should be told. Did you see Oprah's post? You understand? She was on it and then decided to. Oprah has been on this journey. I remember as far back as when I was. What I'm not even talking about. As in weight. From as far back as when I was a teenager, she was one of the people that used to inspire me. Then she had turned 40 or so. She was very slim. I was like, oh, Oprah is slim. I'm going to, So she's been on the journey. So she used GLP1. I was like, I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to prove to you people that I can do this. So she added the weight back. She added, well, not all, but she added like maybe almost 10 kilos back. And so she suddenly realized that, okay, it's like I have to be using this thing, continuously.
This is because by taking the drug, you're not building discipline. There's no discipline being built.
Is that the case though?
Oh yeah.
Because Oprah is someone who works out and all that.
Discipline is not just with working out. It's with what you eat. What is on your plate. Right? There's also the fact that when you're taking the medication, you're not also strength training. It affects.
Yeah, muscle loss, a lot of muscle loss. In fact, you're getting ahead. We are not going to these disadvantages. We are talking about advantages now.
Okay.
Advantage. Okay, let me mention my advantage.
All right.
My advantage is for someone who has had this struggle over time. It is very hard to lose weight. Let's be honest. It's hard. It's hard work.
But,
I reached my target weight in 2020. I know how hard. I know how many hours of fasting, intermittent fasting. I know what I did. I know how many 10,000 steps.
Exactly.
So if you have something that you take, those of us that already have the foundation, at least we have that advantage. You know, as if we are lazy, we go to work out and stuff like that. You know, we know intermittent fasting and all that. If you can get a little help, sister, take the help. If one can take the help, I know why I'm not using it now, no, you know. But honestly speaking, there will be a time. I mean, to reach that target weight, you understand? You know when you lose weight, you get to a place you plateau. You understand? So if you lose weight naturally, it's a place you plateau, and it's always very difficult. For me, if that one will help you to break through the plateau, why not? Why not?
Okay. So this is
so sorry. I've not ended. You know what I was thinking? That's how, you know, when cesarean section came. You understand? The people who were giving birth naturally look down on those that do CS, like you're very lazy, you're very this. Yeah. You're lazy. I mean, even husbands would go and refuse to sign for their wives.
I don't think that's a comparison, to be honest.
How is that a comparison? No, I'm just saying mindset. Mindset wise, you know. So my point is that sometimes we have information that helps us. We have discoveries, you understand? They came up with cesarean section, they've saved lives, they've done a lot of things, you understand all that. Why are you that you're having, because I wanted to have a natural delivery, but there were complications. I had to have a cesarean section, you understand? And then someone will look at me as less, like you did not go to labor. So that is how people who are losing weight the natural way are looking down on some people using GLP1. That you don't want to do it the hard way, you know, and all that.
I would say this. Okay. That comparison does not cut it. Please.
Whatever.
CS delivery, many people go in there with intentions to keep it natural. But we know all the complications that happen. And CS is the way out. So I don't see why that should even be.
No, but people. So how do you explain people who look down on people who had CS that you did not push?
I don't want to call them names, please.
But it's like the same thing. No, you did not use what, you know. People feel that using GLP1, you're cheating.
It's a cheat. It's the truth. It's a cheat code to losing weight without the work. Let's call it spade.
I have complications. I've tried to do this the natural way. It's difficult. It's hard. Okay, information or whatever breakthrough has come. Why won't I use the cheat code according to you?
Okay, let me put it this way. This drug was made for type 2 diabetes.
But we have found out that it helps you to lose weight as well.
It was made for type 2 diabetes patients because of their health concerns. Now, obese people benefit from that as well. Morbidly obese, because you can take it and not have issues with heart conditions and suffer a stroke, you know, blah blah blah. Now, for those of us in my category and your category
that are not morbidly obese, we cannot have help.
Hold on. We can have help. Okay, but we have to be wise about it. Know all the facts. Now, the facts here, because we've not gone to certain parts, it's a lifelong thing. You're not building the discipline that comes with workout. You're not building what do you call it?
For those of so you and I, we work out. Okay, so you're not referring to us.
Well, it will start from this to not working out personally.
No,
some people will not want to work out.
Okay, see, okay. Let's even digress here.
I mean, if
you're using GLP1, please, I hope you have enough information to know that there's a lot of muscle loss, and you're supposed to be taking a lot of proteins and supposed to be doing strength training. That's why we're talking about information. Do your research. It's not just a cheat code for you. You don't feel like eating, you're losing weight. Please go and work out. In fact, you need to work out more than us.
I that are not even say things. I don't like running. I don't like working out. In fact, their idea of working out is working.
Which is not strength.
I'm not talking about walking.
No,
running.
it's not the same thing.
I'm talking about lifting,
building your muscles,
strength training. Strength training takes discipline, time, and when you slack, you go back to square one and start again. It's a consistent thing. Okay. So there is a habit that is formed or reliance on this drug, and you will not put in the energy that is needed to be sustained for muscle gain. Do you understand? So I'm losing the weight after all. I don't need to do so much. If I go to the other
It's very easy to
and
get
with
carried away.
muscle gain is challenge. You were doing 80 kg for deadlifts. You have to do it 100 next month. Or, do you understand? You are not going to push yourself. There's the challenge part to muscle gain, to working out, that they lose out. However, I mean, if there is a community of GLP1 users,
they are not even emphasizing. See, let me mention something here.
Because I tell you for a fact, every person I have seen that has used the GLP1.
Okay, there's something they used to call Ozempic face, and all that. But anyway, let me just talk to fitness trainers and coaches now. With AI now, a lot of people are losing their jobs. So I was just thinking, as a fitness coach and maybe a fitness trainer, like if I was a fitness coach, it doesn't matter if I'm going to, because they're just going to choose who likes to suffer, who wants to wake up 6 a.m. every morning to go and jog or do one thing or the other. I'm going to choose this. And that's less clients. If you're a fitness coach in a gym, same thing. People are going to be losing, those that want to lose weight, they will not be coming to the gym. I would position myself as a coach. I'll get to know more, because whether we like it, I believe that in the next 10 years, we're not going to have overweight. We're not going to have overweight people, I'm telling you, because first of all, the cost of these drugs will come down.
Overweight or obese?
Obese, okay, overweight, yeah, people will have overweight, but we won't have obese. We won't have a lot of people walking around that, because it will be accessible. I mean, I remember when phones came out first. SIM card was what was it, for 5,000? It was so expensive. Now how much is SIM card? So in the same way, I believe that with time, this GLP1 drugs, even though they are as expensive as you spending 500,000 every month, you understand, for them, and even more depending on the milligram. The higher the milligram, the higher the there'll be a time it will come to afford. So everyone will be able to afford it. So you won't really have clients that are coming, I want to lose weight, because GLP1 is doing the drug. So what can you as a fitness coach do? Think ahead. I would position myself as someone guiding somebody who is on GLP1. I would go find out, do my research on it, find out what I could do, like their diets. They hardly have appetite to eat, and like we're talking about, you have to be on proteins and stuff like that. Then as a fitness coach, I'll now show you the problem you will have when you finish losing weight. You're going to have a lot of loose skin, you're going to have a lot of muscle loss and all that. So I'll position myself, these are the workouts you have to do, to help maintain, so everyone has to think ahead. So anyway, we're taking a lot of time, but I wanted to also mention, we talked about the advantages, right? During the break, she was like saying that I am pro GLP. I am not on it, you understand? But I feel that in our society, we judge people a lot. And having spoken to people who had serious medical conditions and had to be on this drug and have seen what it has done to their quality of life, I am now for don't judge people easily.
Yeah.
Because you're not in their shoes. Because you have it easy, it's been easy for you to lose weight. You do not have the medical conditions those people have. Does not mean you should judge them that they're looking for the easy way out. It's not as if I am pro GLP. I'm not telling you to. I'm not doing anything. But when you speak with people who it has helped, it kind of shifts your perspective.
Yeah, my challenge. I'm not. I don't have that time to judge anybody. To be honest, I'm facing my life and what I have to do for my life, and I understand. For my journey, I want to build this. For my journey, I want to build the discipline of working out, of eating right, of training my muscles, of overcoming some health challenges through exercise, of building and developing brain function. Do you know that you develop serious, like Alzheimer's, can be averted by lifting weights and strength training and exercising. In fact, dementia as well. In fact, there's so many things that you avert by. Now, GLP1 helps you to lose weight, but it does not work on your brain function. No, I just checked it now. In fact, during the break, I checked it. It was one of the.
You know that part of the reason why people have dementia, you understand, later in life, it has to do with also the high level of blood sugar. So anything that reduces your blood sugar long term will help. We'll check it out. We're not experts like you.
Because what I just saw was that exercise helps with brain functionality.
No, I'm not arguing, but I'm just telling you that exercise is good. But I'm also saying that this one too also helps.
No,
you will say I'm pro GLP1.
The what GLP1 does is work on the brain to tell the brain that appetite should be suppressed. You know what GLP1 does? It works on the brain, suppresses metabolism, suppresses your appetite. That's what it does. It does a work of suppressing
blood sugar as well.
It does that. However, brain functionality is not as a result of suppression and control. It's rather the challenge that.
Because of time, let's move on to disadvantage. Okay, price, the cost.
Now the challenge for me, because of GLP1 helping people that to lose weight. People that need it can't afford it.
That's a major disadvantage.
The people it was made for, the people that have the type 2 diabetes, that have
that should
the
actually use it,
obesity,
because people have jumped on it. It's now a
is
big
that,
thing.
to be honest, the people using these things are the rich, not the sick.
Exactly.
Are
I mean,
the
how much
wealthy.
is your salary in this country that you bring out
So
500,000
how-
every month to pay for drugs? It's people that really have money.
So I pray that time comes, and soon enough,
It will come.
where it becomes
It
cheap
will come. It will come
for
So, yes,
everybody.
because the patents of those earlier ones are expiring, so other options are coming up. So the second disadvantage would be what you mentioned, lack of cheat code. You know, people finding the easy way out. You understand? When you go on that fitness journey, it actually helps you to, as a natural fitness journey, it helps you to build discipline. You know, you learn portion control and stuff. That's the advantage of going through that hard
Build
way.
muscle.
You understand? But when you
True.
do it easy, you have something that is telling you that you don't need to. Once you are off that thing, you're back to school. Very major disadvantage. You are back to your humble self.
Yeah, because sustaining it without that medication is
Very, very hard. And then they'll
Many
even
people
tell
fail.
you to reduce alcohol. I know people who were off it, but now they have to introduce little doses of it so that they don't first of all add back all the weight. So that's where the big pharma is going to be enjoyed, because even people that are off it, they'll still be doing maintenance dosage.
Because you know what it does? It's treating a symptom, it's not treating the real problem. There's a real problem. There's a discipline problem.
Yeah,
There's a problem with your thinking. There's a psychological. There's a food conversation you're having that needs to be dealt with.
And you're not dealing with it.
You understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
those things are not being dealt with, and so the ability to sustain it without it, after dwelling on it for so long and having it easy, it makes it difficult. So just look at your life for the next how many years.
Well, you know, if I were,
and I hate needles.
Although
now they have tablets, I hate needles.
If I were more video, I would use it. But when I get to kickstart, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I'll now go. But you know another cheaper way. So I follow this guy. He's on a journey to doing fasting for 180.
Exactly.
And I saw him on his 60-something day. He had lost so much weight. Now I know that is great, because I was like,
but it can also be a problem.
Why is it a problem?
Okay. Because your body is lacking nutrients.
Electrolytes. I know. Okay, so the 180 days is extreme. I actually haven't heard of
Electrolytes are not nutrients, and you would need nutrients so you don't look like a scarecrow.
No. See, he was really obese. So now he looks like, he really looks, better. But I think 180 days is
Was
extreme.
he weight training while doing this?
I don't think he hasn't really mentioned that.
That's another challenge.
No, but you know,
Because
fasting helps. Fasting is not as bad as other options. Like the whole loose skin thing is not so bad with fasting. But yeah, you should be wait.
It is bad, please.
Let's leave that argument. So anyway, I'm just saying that there's a cheat, because I mean the weight he has,
cheat code.
the weight he has lost, you can compare it to someone who used Ozempic, or you understand, and all that body. So that one is really extreme. He inspired me. I'm like, if this guy can fast, he said, I'm not eating single.
I don't intend to do that, please.
I told myself at least I should be able to fast for 1 week.
I've done 3 days.
Yes, I ended up doing 72 days. I was really inspired.
But I would never venture into that long protection, except I have a health concern.
Yeah.
I hear if you have cancer, if you fast, there's cell rejuvenation. But even that, I'm sure it's not even easy for people. But
that's your choice. There are people that.
Oh yeah. See, I can't judge. I can't judge. Like I said, it's my life that I'm thinking of, and let's have all the information.
We have talked about cheat code. You're not disciplining yourself. You're losing muscle. The price. Long-term risk. You see, one thing with things that are new, even though people say that this thing has actually been around, but I don't know if they modified it the way they have now. You understand? But these days we need to be careful, because things just come out. Now we are finding out some of the effects of the vaccine we took during coronavirus. Come and take vaccine. Now years later we are hearing different things. So one should be a little careful when new things come out. You may just want to watch and like, no one has done 10 years study. Maybe I don't even think, because it was for diabetics, it wasn't such a big thing. But now that everyone has jumped on it, they're not coming up with all sorts of studies and all that. So I would like to stay back, you understand, and just observe things and see how it plays out long term before we hear tomorrow. All those that have been on GLP1, their lifespan has been reduced by 20 years. So if you're very meticulous about things, you may just want to wait it out and see what plays out in the next 5 years.
I think I'm that kind of person as well.
Don't jump on the trend yet. Just watch and see, and be doing your small intermittent fasting that you have been using to manage yourself, and going for trainings and stuff like that. Well, we really have to, we need to wrap this up. So, what are your final thoughts, or do you have any more arguments?
Oh yeah, something crossed my mind. I was saying, if we say we are not to judge people that take GLP1, artificial GLP1, like the injections and the oral tablets for the purposes of, losing weight, I think we should also judge people that decide to do BBL or liposuction for the purposes of also losing weight and also looking aesthetically pleasing to themselves. Because if they do, for instance, take a GLP1, they're going to be losing weight in a certain way that they can't control, in the sense that what happens when you work out, your body configuration, is easily, when you work out, it changes. When you're deliberate and intentional about working out, you're kind of sort of molding your body, let me put it that way. So you would still look aesthetically pleasing, right? This is without the GLP1. I don't know about GLP1 users. Now, with GLP1, I mean, I've seen them, they just look dry and they don't look cute to me, to be honest. Maybe they haven't done this weight training, I don't know. So somebody who is concerned about looking good and decide, oh no, I don't want to do that other one. Let me just go take out the fat, and then I will actually be working out. I'll actually be doing intermittent fasting. I'll actually be watching my diet.
It's higher with talk. Not everyone that goes to have
there's lipo, there's tummy talk, there's BBL.
So when you say BBL, like,
so I'm talking about all of them now.
No, but if I want to reduce my belly fat, I don't have to increase it. Like, it's not compulsory.
It's not compulsory, but I mean, when you look at your body, you're like, I don't even have it there. Why not? Why not? I mean, because the truth is, you're not telling yourself, where will I put the fat? I just throw this fat. Meanwhile, behind is flat. So I mean, if you have the option,
I don't have a problem with it. So
okay, that's for you that don't have a problem. I'm talking about
that comparison cannot apply with people that are morbidly obese and actually.
No, I'm not talking about people that are morbidly obese. I'm talking about people that are overweight, people like us who are using GLP.
I beg you. When I want to use it,
I'm just saying,
if I'm using it, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Last year, I started having cravings. You understand? Like I can say that from 2020 to 2024, I was disciplined. I was working out, and then all of a sudden, I now started doing some hormonal changes that just changed a lot. And when I first heard about something, I'm like, this is what I have. I may not be doing it because I want to look like I may be doing it because of the hormonal changes. Because when you get into perimenopausal age, you understand, you start dealing with insulin resistance and stuff like that. So what if I'm taking it not because I want to look so slim and cool, but because of the hormonal changes? Have you heard about the book Fast Like a Girl? Yeah, I've heard of Indy and all that.
Now she talks about how we have to maximize our period calendar in weight loss and in what we eat and everything. It's like today, for instance, classic example. I woke up this morning and I had a terrible migraine, and I know it's premenstrual symptoms. And what did I do? I did not say, oh, let me lie on my bed and try to sleep it away. No, I pushed myself. I went to the gym and I did deadlift, and just the second set, it disappeared.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking. And I'm telling you, because this is not just a habit that you build with when we talk about keystone habits, that when you have this, it also regulates every other part of your life. So that when you encounter challenges, whether new, which we will in the journey of life, you will know that they are surmountable. I have to apply myself. There is a way out. I don't have to just fall back. But I'm not even judging those that would decide, oh, let me just stay at home and obey my cravings and eat sugar, or do whatever will make me happy. Exactly. I mean, there are times I did fall off the bandwagon many times, and I did indulge. But the point is, I know this is what is sustainable. This is the best approach. But why don't I just build this in this direction? Because I mean, this is my life I'm talking about. I'm talking about longevity. I want to be there for a long time, and I want to build the habit that will sustain me in old age. Because I mean, another reason why I'm not pro GLP1 is because I see a lot of older people on Instagram. These are women that are 80, 74, lifting weights, doing deadlifts, not taking GLP1s and all whatnot, living healthy lives because they sustain the habits over time. Okay, now, to be able to do that, when you're at that age, it's beyond just relying on the drug. It's serious discipline, applying yourself, and hacking the secret. There is a secret to losing weight, and it's not. Sorry.
We'll share that secret on another episode. So I hope you guys have had an interesting time with our discussion on GLP1. Would like you guys to engage. Would you use GLP1? Do you agree with her opinions? Do you agree with my opinions? You know, let's have a conversation. And I need to put this disclaimer out there. We are not experts. We are fitness enthusiasts who also research like you should research. So in spite of everything we've discussed here, you do your own research, do your own findings, you know, and then if you decide to go on GLP1, please seek medical advice. You need to be guided by a medical personnel and not just any doctor, because a lot of people are not informed about this. So get someone who maybe has, I don't know, studied it, who supplies it and has got enough information, and do your own research. Make your own decisions. Don't let anyone force you into anything.
And also, if you choose to go my route, go
the hard way.
Be aware that there are meals, that there are food that you eat that increase your GLP1 in your body. Go do your research.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Food, natural food.
That's true. So thank you everyone, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.